Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play series for Europa Universalis IV, or EU4, as it is commonly known. The reason I'm playing this is because it's probably my favorite Paradox Cran strategy game. We just got finished playing some Victoria 3. I had a lot of fun with that. I do want to circle back to Victoria 3, but there's a new DLC coming up, I think in about a month or so, and so I figured I'd wait until that. So I figured let's just go play some EU4. It's the one that, like I said, it's my favorite. It's the one I'm probably the most comfortable with. Not necessarily me. I'm good at it, but I'm okay. I think I'm passable at this version of the game. So I figured we try this out. We got all the DLC installed. Same thing I think I said last time. I do have, I'm subscribed to their little thing, whatever, that suggests you have all the DLC. So we got all the DLC installed, as you can see along the bottom here. And we're playing as a very, very small nation. Why? Because I literally just kind of closed my eyes and sat here and ran them at like 12 times or something like that. And then just opened my eyes and here we were. That's how I picked my nation. We are in the stateless society of Rhade. Of course, the year is 1444. We're starting at the very beginning of the game here. Rhade is a little one province, little nation down here in Indochina. Excuse me. Literally right next to Khmer, right next to kind of basically where Vietnam would be, just a bit south of the Ming Dynasty. So we'll be definitely having some challenges ahead of us. This might be a very short-lived series, but I think there is a path forward for us to be able to find success, maybe. But we got to have, the early game has to go right. And if the early game doesn't go right, yeah, we're definitely not going to be successful. But if we can get the early game right, I think there might be a path to success here. We shall see. But anyway, Rhade situation. The 15th century was a time of turbulence in Indochina and Indonesia, which saw many new dynasties rise while others faded. Ever since Ming reverted to a more passive foreign policy in 1430s, Malacca has dominated the sea trade, competing with Pasai in Sumatra, Brunei in Borneo, and Majapahit in Java. In northern and central Indochina, Dai Viet, which is the nation just a little bit north of us, and Langjiang, also about northwest of us, I believe, are competing with old kingdoms of Champa. Champa is actually to our east. We'll take a look at them very soon. Khmer to our west, and Khmer, I should say. The Berber city-state of Taonga, which is up here, right there. This little yellow one right here. Soon to become the most aggressive empire in this region, was in 1444 still a small state dependent on Ava, and Ava is just north of there. It's interesting to think, excuse me, this little city-state as they're calling it, is going to be one of the most aggressive ones here, which does mean maybe we have a chance coming out of our own little singular city-state of sorts. But our religion is animist. We do have a little bit of less unrest, more tolerance for truth faith, blah, blah, blah. Everything else looks good. Okay, let's jump right into this. Let's talk about our situation here and why this is going to be challenging, but also why I think we might have a chance. So challenging, of course, is that we are tiny, right? And of course, Khmer is big, Langjiang's big. I mean, any of these guys, Dai Viet, even Champa, right to our east, they're all good-sized regions that could cause some problems pretty quickly. And of course, if that wasn't all bad enough, we do have the Ming Dynasty up here. Although I think it's been a while since I played as China, sorry. I think relatively early in the game, don't they break up into a bunch of smaller kingdoms at some point? I want to say that's happened, but I honestly haven't looked at China in a very long time, so I may be forgetting that. But here is how our game plan is going to go. Our game plan is to immediately, as soon as humanly possible, expand into Jirai here and Koho and take out both those nations. That'll turn us into a 3-province nation. Now, 3 provinces is still not a lot, but 3 provinces should be big enough to go after Champa, which we heard about in the intro. And if we can get Champa, if we can get all of these, then we become a 7-province nation. And a 7-province nation starting to feel a bit beefier. Maybe we could take on Dai Viet. Maybe we could take on Khmer. Maybe, especially with the help of an ally. So, step 1, start working towards an ally. Although I should say there's actually probably a sub-step 1 that we'll get into here in just a second. But, yeah, that's going to be step 1 is we need to get an ally. We need to build ourselves up, excuse me, sorry for the eye, and get ready to declare war on these 2 guys. Probably by getting up to about an 8,000 army units. That way we can take on both these armies. We can actually jump on one immediately and then jump on the other one right after. And that should be a good way for us to go. Why are we going to have a little bit of a challenge? And what is our step 1A as I alluded to? Well, we are, in a raid here, a tribal council. We actually cannot declare war because we have a regency in charge. In order to break that regency, we need to get a marriage. We need to get a royal marriage so we can get an heir, and the heir will take over, and then we will be able to declare war out of that. So step one is to see who we can get a marriage with first and foremost. So let's come over here and actually let's check on, we'll check on Khmer here and see what their looks like. Let me just expand everything here. All right. So alliance is possible with Khmer. It's possible. Royal marriage, definitely much, much closer. We're actually not that far off on the negative side of things from a royal marriage. So we're absolutely going to be sending improved relations to Khmer right away. We're also going to be checking Lanjang here. Lanjang, however you want to say that. Also possible to get a alliance or a royal marriage. So we're going to go ahead and send improved relations to them. I'm assuming Champa probably hates our guts. Let's check them out. Champa hates our guts. What about Dai Viet? Dai Viet, also possible to get a royal marriage and or an alliance. So we're going to improve relations with all three of those bigger people. See if we can get something going there. Immediately, we do need to get our rivals set up. And our rivals are going to be our immediate neighbors because they've already, I believe, rivaled us. They have. So we're going to go ahead and rival both these guys. And I apologize for the odds. I'm not sure. My day's just been one of those days. So that's going to be our immediate stuff. And I think we don't have a lot of money. I want to make sure that we're kind of encouraging Champa not to come after us. I'm trying to decide if I should build up to a 6 force limit here. Our force limit, I believe, is 6. It is 6. I'm trying to decide if we want to build to the 6 or stay at 4. Start accruing a little bit of money. I think we're going to stay at 4, start accruing a little bit of money. We're going to roll the dice that way. I mean, if they come take us early in the game, we just start over. No big deal. We're not going to get an advisor right now. That's not a big deal. We don't need that right away. National decisions available. We do have a vision quest, which will allow us to get a little more yearly prestige, which will be good. It does increase the stability cost. The stability cost is already a little bit expensive because if we look at the stability cost, we have a 25% boost to the cost because of the regency. So until the regency goes away, we're not going to be boosting our stability up anyway. So I think we're going to go ahead and take this decision. It's okay to get a little bit extra 5% just to get a little bit of yearly prestige coming in. Obviously, prestige is going to help us with morale of armies and things like that. So it's going to be good for us. Policies. I don't think we have any policies or anything like that at the moment. So that's okay. And obviously we can't get an idea for a while. Technology. We probably won't be getting a technology for a while as well because we haven't embraced feudalism. Hopefully we get feudalism at some point and we can kind of go from there. I do think I want to focus on military stuff right away, just so that when we're ready, we can start advancing into the military side of things because we're going to be very militaristic early in the game. So we're going to go ahead and check that just to get a little bit more military power coming in early. And then we do have some things we can do with our estates here. I do think summoning the Diet here might not be a bad way to start to get a little bit of influence and loyalty with our guys. I don't know that we're going to seize land or sell titles right away. We might circle back to either one of those at some point. For now, we're going to go and jump that. I think that's going to be good. Base tax of at least 4. What is our current base tax? Base tax currently is 2. So let's cut 2 ticks of that, which honestly wouldn't be a bad way to spend our admin power, given that we don't really have, we're not really going to be going for our technologies right away anyway. So that one could be doable, and it would give us some loyalty with the clergy and some prestige. That one's an easily doable one. Base manpower at least 4, which again, another one we could do just by spending some military power here. It's an idea, and that would give us a loyalty with the nobility and gets a little bit of manpower overall. Okay, fair enough. And then finally we have base production with the merchant guilds, gives us some ducats. Honestly, any one of these are going to be fine. I kind of think I would lean towards the admin to get us a little bit more. I mean, it's going to give us a tiny bit more monthly income if we increase the base tax up to 4. So I actually think this is going to be the one we're going to go for. And well, honestly, there's no reason why we don't just go and hit this button now, is there? Because that should give us ever so slightly, presumably more taxes. It's not telling me how much we're getting, but I assume we're getting a little bit more. Maybe we're not. We actually have copper in here. That's nice. All right, well, that's that. That's the beginning. And really what we're waiting for now is to improve relations enough to start getting some marriages. We do want to go take a look at our merchants here. And I think we're going to go with the improved relations merchants that are active in this node, which should cover Khmer. It'll cover Langsheng, and it should cover Daviet. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and improve relations, kind of get that going faster. It will lower, I guess, our trade node power, but honestly, we don't have that much trade node power anyway. So I think I'm okay with that. We do have 2 merchants. I don't think the other one can do anything, right? There's nowhere for you to go, right? Like, we just don't have anything anywhere, right? There's nothing else for us to do. Alrighty, we're going to go ahead and ignore these last 2 things. I'm not going to click those buttons right now. We'll leave the advisor slot up for now. I'm not too worried about that. And... okay, let's unpause. And let's see if we can get our relations built up. In my couple test games that I did, these 2 guys did ally each other very quickly. Yep, they did. Cool. All right, so that's what we expect, which is actually good for us because we want them to be allied with each other because we want to bring each other into the war so that we can then turn around and take both of their lands very quickly. Oh, great. We're going to lose stability right away. This is garbage. I have not had this happen this early in the game before, which is very, very, very unfortunate. That is really unfortunate. Really. I mean, we did just spin our admin. That's really bad. That's really annoying that we got that early. All right. Well, it is what it is. Nothing we can do about it. I still want to get the base tax up first. But, and how much do we need to get that up to 4? We need 69. Okay, so we'll get there in a bit. All right, we'll keep an eye on the relations. I mean, probably going to need to get pretty close to being maxed out before we can expect to do anything with that. We got 20 years to finish that tax thing, so maybe we will go ahead and just get the stability back to 0 first. It's very annoying, though. I definitely don't want to be negative stability. It's just yucky, you know? Just yucky. Yeah, because we're losing yearly legitimacy, which is not fun. There will be blood. All right, let's check some of these guys just to make sure we're not missing out on anything. So royal marriage here, we're still 7 away. Royal marriage here, we're 12 away. And we're 14 away. Cool. I expect the royal marriages to come up before the alliances, so I'm not super worried about the alliances right now. Making a tiny bit of money, which is good. All right, there's 69. And how much do we need for the stability? 130. Ugh. I really don't like being negative. I mean, I would... preferably, I'd be at +1. +1 just gives you a little bit of a boost. All right, some claims fabricated all over the place. Not too big of a surprise. Probably does mean that Champion's going to be coming for us soon. Royal marriage, 3 away. Okay, so the first one should be Khmer. Just want to make sure the alliances aren't super close. Yeah, Khmer's alliance is actually further away. All right, we're very close. Come on. All right, one more tick, and we should be able to get a royal marriage with Khmer. Step 1. Awesome. Let's get you back from Khmer, which is that one. And royal marriage. Oh, we got our royal marriage. I mean, we can get more to increase our chances of having a baby. So we probably will do that. We still want to go after some of these other guys. You're at 6 away. And you are 4 away. So it looks like Langzheng will be the next one. Who is the closest for an alliance? Actually, Langzheng is the closest for alliance, it looks like, as well. So let me get you back. Do we want to continue improving relations with you? To try to get an alliance? Or do we want to send it somewhere else? I think we will. How much more can we get? 68. We can get 32. I don't know that we're going to actually get it, but we will. We'll probably send it back out here in a minute. At least to max out our reputation with them. Okay, there we go. approve with you. And again, just double check, make sure I didn't miss anything. Nothing else has changed. All right, 4 away from these guys. And we can go back up to speed 4 for now. Three away. A couple more months. We get a claim of, on where? Rhade. Oh, it's Khmer. I don't really want that. Oh, I don't really want that. I think we will... I'm assuming that's right next to us. Yeah, right here. I think we're going to hate losing the prestige. But I think we're going to lose the prestige because I really don't want to cause issues with these guys right yet. Later. Absolutely. But not yet. 2 more ticks and we should have these guys. Well, 2 more ticks now, actually. So, that's kind of a funny name. Oh, maybe not. We didn't actually get an extra tick there. Come on. 1 more tick there. What about you? A couple more ticks. Okay, we actually might get 3 more marriages here very soon. Alright, so we need to bring you back from these guys. Oh, and we will roll a marriage. Great. How close are we to an alliance? We actually can get an alliance right now. Alright, we definitely want that right away. We can't get that until 10th of November. That's unfortunate. What about you? We're going to be able to get an alliance with you. I doubt we're going to be able to get an alliance with you. But we do still have a little bit of improved relations to go. And same thing with you. Because I do need to start building up my my spy network to be able to get the claims here. I guess we have a free guy. I really want the alliance. Let's do this first. Let's because I don't want to wait a month. It's not waste a month basically. So let's go ahead and get you start building a spy network here. We will probably bring back one of these guys. Which one's closer? Well, because we want a royal marriage with Diviet, I think we will bring you back from here. And then we will have you get the alliance here in 10th of November. Which I guess I could have left you there for 1 more tick, but that's okay. Okay, offer the alliance. Cool, so we do have an alliance finally, which probably means we're not going to get an alliance with you. And possibly not the real... we still could get the royal marriage. I might have should have waited to get the royal marriage first. But we do have 2 royal marriages, which I'm pretty happy with. And you're not going to want an alliance either. So, honestly, what we're probably going to do is go ahead and get you sent here and start getting our spy network here as well. Just so we get claims on both of those. Because as soon as we have a baby, we want to be able to do something. Oh, we did have enough of that. I should have boosted that already. Actually, we only missed it by 1 month, so I'm not that worried about it. You do want to boost this back to 0 because it bothers me that it wasn't. I always try to hit the pause button when I see these pop-ups, but I forget that they pause automatically. We get some ducats. They get some loyalty. Merchant Guild loses some loyalty. As long as it's above 30, it's okay. Influence changes. I think I'd rather just take the ducats then, I guess. Not much, but it's something. I've got to be up to 20 to be able to get our spy network, our claims, I should say. I do want to start building up our military soon. Pretty much as soon as we get the first claim, we'll probably start building the military up, at least to 6. Okay, we'll call that diplomat. Can we do anything with you? Yeah, we should have gotten the royal marriage before we got the, we got friends with the, these guys, I think. I think that would have made a difference. Alright, that's okay. We at least got 1 alliance for sure, and we do have 2 royal marriages. I'm pretty happy about that, actually. So we just should have a baby soon, one of these days. That's kind of what we're waiting for now. I mean, we're not quite ready yet. Alright, let's go ahead and start building up at least to the 6 pop. We're just going to grab 2 infantry. And that'll get us to 6. I do want to go up to 8. We can wait for 8 for just a little bit longer. We do have a free diplomat. I guess we have a little bit more we can get with you. Yeah, that's fine. Get improved relations with you for a little bit longer. Mission fulfilled. We got our force limit. Nice. That's going to give us a little bit more morale and less land maintenance modifier. So that's good. That's actually a very helpful one. We're still technically making a very tiny amount of money up at 6. So that's so good. We will lose money once we go up to 8 because that's also because we're going to be over force limit. That's okay though. We're kind of okay with that. We need to be what, 69 again? Yeah, 69 to get that. Oh, we're at 20. Sorry. That is with you. Diplomacy. We want to fabricate a claim. Okay. And then we will recall that diplomat. We don't need you anymore. Wait 1 day. You can actually come over here to these guys. Start building spy network there. Because you're going to be our next target after we get these two. Hopefully. If all works out the way we want to. Although you might already have an ally that is problematic for us. Oh, you're a tributary of Ming. Oh, well, that's going to be problematic. Well, then never mind. We will not be going after those guys anytime soon. Oops. I didn't realize you were a tributary of Ming. All right, so there's our leader. Now we can actually declare war. We'll be getting this thing here in a moment. But we do have a tribal leader. It does give us the permission to declare war, which does mean we want to immediately go ahead and go up to full 8. And in one more tick, we should be able to get the stuff up here. Claim up there. We will. We got missionary strength. That's not really that helpful. Kind of a bad one compared to everything else we could have gotten. Diplomacy. We're going to go ahead and fabricate a claim here. Good stuff. And that's good. We'll go ahead and bring you back because we will need you to declare war in a moment. Once we get to 8, we will declare war. We'll jump on one of these guys. I do need to go ahead and get me a general. Come on, shock general. Shock general. Okay, it's not great on the shock, but it's got a lot of maneuver. I mean, that could come in handy. All right, we're going to be over our force limit. And pretty much as soon as we get these 8 troops, we are going to declare war. I don't think either of these guys has a general currently, so we'll probably just jump on these guys down here and then go back north. All right, we are starting to lose a little bit of money. Kind of expected. All right, there's our troops. Let me make sure that they get capped out on morale. Let's let them have 1 tick here. Probably need 1 more tick just to make sure that they're fully capped out. Oh, I didn't actually give you your leader. Probably a good idea. All right, we'll declare war on March 1st. Let me slow down a little bit. All right, get all capped out. Close enough, I think. All right, we're going to declare war here. Declare war. You have Jirai. We will call you in. We're going to take this, and that's fine. Yeah, they have... We have the same number of troops. They actually have more cavalry, but because they're separated, we should have a chance to jump on these guys to the south first. Flop them before they have a chance to do anything against us. I mean, they're coming. Okay, pause. And then we want to go... Pretty much want to go bop these guys right away. Come on, we got to win this one. All right, we can recall that diplomat there. I guess we should send somebody out over here as well. Do we have a chance of getting anything here? Not really. Still, we'll improve relations with some other people. Okay. Are we actually going to lose this? No. I was gonna say, we almost lost that. I'm not sure why. Why are you so strong? I think of how we should do this. I want to consolidate down. Guess I'm going to shift consolidate. And then we're going to... How much do we need for a siege? I mean, is 3k troops enough to actually go jump on these guys since they're going to have no morale? I'm assuming they're retreating down to here. So we're going to go follow them. Hopefully, with their low morale, that we can just jump on them. Or not? Say, surely we jump on these guys. All right, they're done. And we are sieging both. We do have not enough troops at the moment. So probably what I want to do is... probably want to just consolidate here. So we're not over our force limit anymore. Obviously being over force limit is bad. Oh, you know, we should have done it a long time ago. I totally forgot. Don't know how much of a difference it's going to make, but we should raise 4 taxes. Yeah, and if we consolidate you down, you'll just have 2 troops here, which is fine. And at least we're not over our force limit anymore. And then you will just build back up from our stockpiles as you can. Currently you are... presumably not able to siege here, right? Because we don't have enough troops. Where are we? I think we need 3,000 troops to siege. So I think as soon as we get a couple ticks, we'll be fine. Which does mean this one won't. Probably what we want to do is just... Let's just... we'll detach the horses off. Just leave this guy there just to kind of hold on to it. And we'll bring you guys down here. And the reason I'm holding on to it is because in one of my test games, I left it empty and just sieged down the other one. And then Champa declared war on them and just took the land before I could do anything about it. So I don't want to do that again. So we're going to go ahead and at least do it this way. Hopefully once these guys get a tick here, although they're going to have some attrition as well. Nice, so now we are properly sieging. Yep, see, there you go. Champa is declaring war as well. Does that mean he can take over the siege because we're not actually sieging it? Is that what's going to happen here? That would be... I'm almost exactly sure that's what's going to happen here. That's unfortunate. That's annoying. I mean, we've got enough troops to siege down both, right? As soon as we get them resupplied. Let's grab these 2 small ones. Split them off. Send them up there. Hope with 3k in each we can figure this out. I don't know if they're going to be able to take over the siege. I'm assuming they will because we're not actually sieging it right now. Usually take the mercantilism. This early in the game, I don't think it's going to make that much difference. Oh, you know what we could also do? We can also bump this up. Might as well do that to finish that thing. Base tax is now 4. Just to give us the loyalty and everything like that. All right. We just need to get some resupplies from our manpower, which we will slowly here, and start sieging these back down again. Maybe I should have left them down here. Maybe they won't take that over. I honestly don't know. Our resupply's coming in actually quite slowly. Khmer declared war on Champa. Okay. That's actually kind of good for us in a weird way. Other than the fact that I don't want Khmer to take some of this land. That's actually bad for us in that regard. All right, we are sieging this down, but are we sieging this down? Who's the leader here? Where are the attackers still? They're just helping us siege it down, which I guess is okay. It's not how I expected that to work. And I'm assuming he's going to move off of here to try and deal with Khmer at some point, right? Surely. Oh, we are getting more attrition because of his units there now. I really don't want to lose the stability. I guess we'll lose the diplomatic power. It's unfortunate. Alright, let's go up to speed 4 here. These guys are not resupplying, are they? But we are getting the siege, technically. If they take over the siege here in a minute, I'm going to be a bit annoyed by that, but... Alright, minus 35%. Alright, we just actually lost our siege progress there because they got stomped on. But we're about to get back up to 3k here. Although I don't think it'll stay that way. I think we got to send a troop down. Now that we know that we won't lose it, I think we will have to send a troop down. I thought we would if we didn't have enough there, but it looks like that's not the case. We'll send you down. We'll make sure we get this one done. I mean, I guess I could have done the other way since that was already got some progress, but they're both basically the same, to be honest. Alright, looks like Champa is going to be gone soon, which is actually really bad for us. It probably means that we're next on Khmer hit list. Do have a guy available. Let me go improve relations with maybe a U up here or something. Anybody that we can at this point. Some of the D8 again. I guess we might as well. I mean, I don't know how much influence we actually want these guys to have, but let's go for it. And base tax of at least 6, prestige of at least 50. That's going to be a little harder to do. Or base production of at least 4. I think the base production of at least 4, giving us a few ducats, wouldn't be bad. Alright, we'll go for that. Base production comes from diplomacy, right? Which we can get right now. Why not? Gets a few ducats. Makes it worth our while, I think. Oh, wow, we're way over time. Alright, we're going to go ahead and put a cut in there. When we come back, we'll see if we can finish up this war. At least get to 3 provinces. It might be short-lived if Khmer comes after us soon. We will see. But I do appreciate you guys watching. May God bless you, and I hope you join me again next time. Thank you, and goodbye. I wanted to give a special shout-out to the following channel members. Thank you so much for supporting the channel.